So I want to dive into what I'm doing in 2024 to ensure that I get the most out of this year. How can I ensure that 2024 is the most successful, rich, abundant, fulfilled year yet? And the first thing that I'm prioritizing this year is my values. What brings me the most joy? I'm going to be sure that I am planning travel adventures with my family, seeing my sister and her baby, my precious niece. It's so important to me that me and my husband and my son do things together, test our boundaries and our limits to enjoy such an incredible life. And the same with my sister. I want our babies to always remember what they experienced growing up. Every single week, I want to spend time with at least one of my best friends, prioritizing sisterhood and connection because it makes me feel so good to do this life with people that I love. The other thing is my sacred mornings, making sure that every morning, most mornings, I do my Kundalini practice to move through stuck, stale energy, to become a higher vibration and frequency, to clear out the digestive system, to balance the nervous system and the glandular system. If you want access to one of my favorite Kundalini practices for wealth and prosperity and abundance, that's going to be linked in the show notes for you, as well as daily exercise and listening to one of my mentors or one of my teachers while I work out. This primes me. This keeps me dedicated to self study, to always learning, and keeps my body fit and strong. I feel so much better when I work out. And when I was injured from a recent surfing accident, it was so hard for me not to have this in my morning practice that I would just do gentle walking or gentle stretching. And my friends would be like, Amber, no movement. And I'm like, but that's so hard for me because it just became a part of what I do. The other thing I'll be prioritizing is only working before 2 p.m. Anything after 2 p.m., I am offline. I'm with my son, I'm with my husband, and we're doing things that we love, prioritizing when I work. And the other thing that I'm going to be certain to stay committed to is over delivering and just being in the room with my clients. How can I make my courses better? How can I give more to my membership clients? How can I hold the hand of my mastermind women even more? Creating more templates, doing more done with you activities, providing more like handheld, like I'm in the room with you support. I want to make sure, like, one top priority that I have in my company is that my clients get insane results. I'm always looking at where can I show up and how can I serve even more to help my clients get the success and the results that they desire. And then the second thing that I will be doing this year is studying, being so committed to my self growth and development. This weekend, I prioritized me and Amani. We went to the park, we played in the pool, we went to the feria, we had breakfast, and then I took the rest of the day to study. I went to an online seminar for growing the self, for scaling my business. And I always balance the two. Like, I want to stay committed to my own growth. I have a mentor that I'm working with for the entire year because I want to have back pocket support, something that I've never had in my business. I've always done group masterminds and courses and trainings. I've never had a mentor in my back pocket for an entire year. And I'm so excited to see what the results of that, like what comes of that investment that I've made in myself and my business. And I'll be sharing with you behind the scenes of how that's really helping. And I also invested an entire year of being in another membership. I want to see what it's like to be in a membership for a year and who I become as I commit to growing alongside two different mentors. I want to stay committed so that I can serve my clients better, so that I can learn what I love, get rid of what doesn't, and I can constantly be renovating. But I know that I'm always growing my human. I've had this mindset since being a yogi is the forever student. Every time I learn something new, I'm like, I know nothing. And then I keep knowing nothing. And that gets me addicted to wanting to learn even more through podcasts, through books, through mentorship, just staying a devoted student. The third thing that I'm going to be implementing in my business is executing on ideas. Hi, my name's Amber, and I am a multi passionate. I recently discovered in one of my mastermind coaching calls with my mentor that because I have so many ideas, one thing that has been getting in my way is executing on all the ideas at once instead of the power of doing one thing at a time and having this list that I can execute on one task, one passion, one idea all the way through so that I can be sure that, like, with all of my ideas, there now is a monthly checklist that I am following. I'm following this monthly checklist and I'm executing on those ideas one at a time rather than trying to do it all at once. It's kind of like, of course, we can multitask, but when all of your attention is on one thing, the results are extraordinary on that one thing rather than them all being okay. So now that I have a monthly checklist, I can really focus my ideas on my different passions while knowing that my next passion will be coming. So, what this can look like is instead of launching my free experience, my membership, my mastermind, my retreat, and my courses all at once, I'm going to have a plan around my launch sequence, allowing it to be one thing at a time and then circling back around so that all of my ideas don't overwhelm me or they don't confuse me. I want really clear action steps, and that's from my monthly checklist. And then something that I never do that I'm really going to get good at this year. I am an action taker. I'm ambitious. I want to get it all done. This year I'm tracking. I'm going to be tracking my social media results, my email results, my podcast results, what my clients are saying, what happens when clients leave containers or they continue on in containers. I'm going to be looking at all of the data and allowing the data to then drive my strategy. I used to just take action in the strategy and it worked. But now I'm like, what would happen if I not only look at the data, but I create a strategy and a plan for next month based upon what was working really well last month? And I'll do this every quarter as well. Because for me, it's really important to start to refine and master the places and parts of my business that are losing my energy. It's another reason why I'm really focusing on executing. When you focus your business on personal growth, you get to see where your strengths and your weaknesses are so that you can turn up your strengths and start to work on your weaknesses to make them your strengths. We're not good at everything, but what we are good at, it's easy for us. And then our weaknesses, like tracking the data and executing on one thing, that's allowing me to slowly pause. So tracking is very important. And then the last thing is going to be setting goals. What are my goals for the amount of people in a program? What are the goals for the amount of people in a program that want to continue to grow and fly with me? What are my goals so that I can really look up, like, These are my goals, these are my numbers, and here's my plan. Here's my strategy. Here's my content strategy. Here's my sales strategy. Here's my email strategy. Here's my podcast strategy to reach the amount of clients that I wish to serve. And then I'm going to surrender to really know and trust that the universe, like, even if I don't know how, but I create a plan, the universe always provides a bigger how than I can comprehend now. Surrendering into the plan that I have, the execution, the tracking, the prioritizing my goals, and really allowing everything to unfold as it naturally will, using the data to support me. And this year, my invitation for you, like the journal questions that you can begin to ask yourself if you want 2024 to be one of your most successful, impactful, rememberable years yet, is what are my goals? What are your top 3 to 5 goals? And then circle your top goal. Then circle your next top goal. What is your plan to get there? How are you going to do it? What are you going to wake up every single day and act upon? What's your mission? The mission is your goal that you're going to take action towards every day. Your vision is what you desire, the goal itself. And then asking yourself, what are the systems that you have in place for this to happen? That way you can refine your systems and you can track the data. We want to focus on the 20% of what is working, because that's where 20% brings in the 80% of your results. And then to ask yourself, what is it that you're studying right now so that you can master and get even better at? What are you in the process of studying so that you're able to refine and master your skills in different areas? And the final question is, what are you prioritizing in your life to create the most rich, abundant life yet? What is a priority to you? What do you value more than anything else? Get clear on your values to ensure that your actions are in alignment with what you say is most important to you. This has been a game changer for me, to really look at what I say I value, to then reflect on what I'm prioritizing, and to see if that is out of alignment. And if it's out of alignment, how can I bring myself back into alignment? Because the truth is, money and success means no thing if you aren't happy in the heart. I remember when I was sleeping on airport floors and staying in hostels, traveling the world like a broke backpacker with saving all of the money in my bank because I wanted to ensure I had the money. I was so happy. Like becoming an entrepreneur, like I was a happy, broke human yogi. Like I was so happy. Like I was so fulfilled teaching yoga. I wasn't missing anything. The only thing that I desired more was more impact. And that's, I just told my monthly membership clients on the podcast today, staying devoted to your growth and who you're growing to be just allows you to show up, to live and to lead and to make bigger waves in your community by you going first. And that started with studying yoga for me. And then studying yoga became studying business. And then studying business became studying money. And then studying money became studying real estate. And then studying real estate became studying time freedom, schedule freedom. It's like one thing leads to the next. And it's like this really healthy addiction for creating a life that's so freaking rich. And that is coming from a place of fulfillment and joy out of what you do and who you are and where you're at. And this desire of like, everything that I have is so good. And this is something that happens in my journal all the time. It's like, if nothing ever changes, I'm okay. And yet I'll be sad because I desire to grow. Like if I don't grow, then I'm bored and I feel like, okay, what's next? Like I want to, but it's not out of a place of lack anymore because it used to be. It used to mean something. And now I'm just like, no, it just get like one of my mentors says, from more to more. And that like defining success, which we talked about in the last podcast, defining success for you. How are you going to measure success? Like, yeah, I can tell you the steps of like what I'm doing to make sure that this is the most successful year yet, but like, what the heck does that mean to you? We're not chasing arbitrary numbers or someone else's definition or someone else's idea. We're defining our own and unconventionally paving the way for our lives to take our family and our clients and our communities with us. All right, I look forward to hearing some of your journal questions. Be sure to enter into the giveaway, a chance to win a free week of coaching with me inside of Voxer. This is where we can dial in your marketing strategy, your offer suite, your next retreat, really depending on where you're at in your business, what you want to work on. We can do an entire week. And all you have to do is go to Apple Podcast, rate and review this, give us a 5-star review, screenshot the podcast, tag me on social media, and enter in a 1 to 1.5 minute video testimonial. I look forward to seeing these. I've already gotten so many and it warms my heart. Like, as you know, my priority is your success, your growth, and to hear how I've impacted and influenced your life and your business and your money and your relationships and your joy. It means the world to me. And that's why I'm giving away an entire week of Voxer coaching. The winner will be announced at the very end of February. So you still have several weeks to enter. And it's a really good practice for those of you that are in business and want retreat testimonials, you want business testimonials, you want podcast testimonials. Like, people want to hear from people. And so I spent all of last week giving testimonials to my mentors and going and rating and review other people's podcasts because this is something that I value in my business. So I'm giving back to other mentors who have influenced me. But it's also a way to get comfortable being uncomfortable, like recording yourself on video if you've never done that before. I know there's clients that are like, Amber, this is so edgy for me. And I'm like, this is so good for you. All right, I'll talk to you on the next episode. Have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, wherever you're at in the world. I love you.